By the way, I don't come on any other podcast besides this one.
Oh, good. Me too.
And my own. I do fucking not. I get invited to a million podcasts, 500,000, to be more honest, and I just don't do them. But you texted me yesterday and you said, "Hey, will you come on my podcast?" I said, "I'd fucking love to."
You're my favorite guest because I don't have to hold back with you. And so many. Do you have guests ever that while they're talking, you just want to put a bullet in your head?
Oh, you had Jason Hopper on. I have Jason Hopper on regularly, and I want to put a bullet in his head and in my head, Mr.
Then why do you have him on?
You have because I just love the challenge, the insanity of it all.
Yeah, he was not that exciting. I'm not gonna lie.
But you did a great job with them, and I watched that podcast, and I got great intel for my next podcast with him, dude. And he's getting better. Let me tell you, that's the crazy part. The first time I had him on, he was a 1 out of 10. Now he's a 3 out of 10. That's a 300% increase. That's fucking gnarly.
Do you want me to tell you something about him that I didn't admit to him? And I think we talked about it off air that people are going to know now, or he'll find out. But he and Medeiros have a thing, and I think they're managed by the same people or have the same sponsorship. So I could be fucking shit up, but it's just too funny to me. But and it's anybody that's good and extremely competitive. They have that person, and those two are watching each other.
Oh, yeah. Hopper shows it in his before the semifinals or something. He called them, and they did a FaceTime chat and showed us all. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they're butt buddies.
No, but they're competitive.
Competitive, yes. They're frenemies. Is that the word?
Yeah. It's like they want to know what the other one's doing or what the other one's not doing, and that they look. Someone said to me, I had Ashton Eaton on the show, and I said, "Who's your biggest competitor?" And he goes, "Me." He goes, "I'm not competing against anyone. I'm competing against my last time." He's like, "I'm trying to get better and better and better till I have the best time in the world." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And but I've had Ryan Flaherty on, who says that the greatest athletes in the world all have like an enemy, and they just like pick this person, and they're just like.
You had Ashton Eaton on. I had to just look him up. He's like a dope ass decathlete.
Not Ashton Eaton. I'm sorry, Devin Allen. Devin Allen is the guy that just got the third fastest hurdle time in the world.
Oh, all right.
He's about to break. Yeah, he will break the world.
God, one of them is a black guy and one of them is a white guy, and you couldn't even tell the difference. You are such a good dude. I bet you I bet you have a Black Lives Matter sign in your front yard, huh?
You know what's funny? Devin Allen's so fast that you would think he's black.
Wow. Okay, I take that back. You are racist. My bad. Okay. For a second, I thought you saw no color.
No, I'm racist.
He's so fast you didn't know. Okay, my bad.
My fans like to make fun of the fact that I always mention that I ran track. I'll never forget my first track meet against where I was the only white guy there, and it's all a bunch of black guys, and they're all putting moisturizer on because they get ashy, and they're all putting moisturizer on, and I go, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Moisturizing." And I'm like, "Why?" And I didn't know why. I didn't know about ashy skin.
I still don't know about ashy skin. I think it's because their quads are so big they rub. Oh, their cocks are so big that they rub in between their thighs.
But one of the guys said to me, he goes, "You don't know about this?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "It makes you faster." And I was like, "Really?"
Did you start doing it?
So I went out and bought a big tub of Vaseline. Yeah. And then I'm at the starting line. I'm rubbing Vaseline all over myself. And they're all like, "What are you doing? You don't get ashy skin."
Did you ask him if he juices? Did you ask him if he juices?
No, I always wondered that in track. And that's why I feel sorry for these guys. I feel sorry for the guys that don't use it because they don't want to do it. But imagine if you're Medeiros and you don't use it, how good you have to feel that you're like, I beat all these guys that might be juicing.
Right.
Like I'm better than
handedly.
And I'm clean. Not saying he's clean. Not saying he's dirty. Because who knows? Who knows if any of these guys and girls are doing it because they get caught. They do get caught. And I love how they all lie when they get caught and say, "I had a tainted supplement." I'm like, well,
Joyal came clean. That Joyal cat came clean.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. and he
Yeah.
apologized. And when
And
they
he
say
came
that
on my
it's
podcast. We had already had it scheduled. He came on the day after he popped. You know, he called us and he's like, "Hey, you probably don't want me on. I popped." I'm like, "No, motherfucker. We
yeah,
definitely
we
want
want
you
you
on.
on. Yeah,
Make my YouTube ring."
yeah. He didn't say tainted supplement. I would like
He
to
said he was
supplement my
insecure and in a
taint.
dark place and he took it.
I thought he was the one that said I was trying to come off an injury and I wanted to get back up to speed.
No, not Joel. Joel was like, I just fucking, I've been doing this for 9 years and I felt like I was letting everyone down and I was a bitch. So I took it. And he basically said like, it was like horrible. Like from the second he took it, he knew like, oh fuck. He was cool,
Well,
man.
but how's it horrible if everyone else is doing it? Like Lance Armstrong said on Oprah, or not on Oprah, on Rogan. He goes, I won the Tour de France on steroids. I would have won it if, like, he goes, I was the best on drugs. I would have been the best off drugs. Meaning, like, if no one was drugging, I would have won. I was just the best amongst all the guys drugging.
Then then just be cool with it. I mean,
That's what
like you know it's like Joel should be laughing then. Maybe everyone should be laughing in the interview. Phil Toon should come on my podcast and be like, "Oh my fucking god, I got caught. I should have done twice as much as I did and really destroyed everyone."
But then it's like, what about these guys that get caught? You get caught using drugs and you're the only one that's getting caught. It's not fair. It's not fair that you're kicked out for doing something that everyone else is doing.
That's one of my trigger words, fair.
Well, how do you feel? How do you feel if you're one of the guys and you win the CrossFit Games and you're like, you're the fittest guy in the world and you're using steroids and you're like, maybe I'm not. Maybe
What's
there's another
less
guy
fair
out there.
what's less fair doing? Is there a spectrum of fair and not fair?
Sure.
What's if you're a dude competing in the girls class, is that
Here
less
we go.
How I have a pretty strong lesbian fan base and I'm so and a lot of gay dudes too. But the lesbians have become really vocal. They don't want anything
Yeah.
to do with this fucking they're jumping off the LGBTQ. They want their L back.
I keep
They're
hearing that
done.
from everyone.
Yeah, they're done. And thank God. It's conflating too many things. It's like being black and having to support George Floyd. No, you don't. No, you don't. He put a fucking gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. It was his third time being pulled over and eating the fentanyl at the stop. He was screaming, "I can't breathe," while he was sitting in the cop car. You can see the video. They took him out to help him. He was banging his head on the concrete. That's why Derek Chauvin put his knee on his head to stop him from banging his head on the concrete. You can think for yourself.
I'm not going to say one thing because honestly, not that I'm afraid, I just don't know enough about it.
Me neither. But you don't have to just be like. You can even be like, yeah, this fucking cop killed him. Fuck that dude. You still don't put a bronze fucking bench with George Floyd in it in Central Park or wherever the fuck they have that in New York where he's sitting there and he's a hero.
Well, it's the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh my God, that guy's. How the fuck that one of the guys that guy killed was let out of jail that day?
No. I agree with you that the guys were scumbags that he killed, but he was a scumbag himself.
He was? What do you mean?
Yeah, look, the way I look at it is like when people said, should he have been convicted of murder? I'm like, no, that's self-defense. What he did was self-defense.
Right.
I have no problems with that. I think the way the media portrayed it, that he was this white nationalist, blah blah blah. I think
who killed 3 white dudes, and one of the dudes was yelling racial epithets as he went down the street. Black people should be holding Rittenhouse as a hero. He killed 3 fucking whiteys.
But the dude shouldn't have been there. It's like if that was your son and he was there that day, would you have been like, "What the fuck were you doing there?"
Yes.
Why the fuck were you there?
Yes.
What the fuck were you doing?
I'll give you that. But stupidity, if there's a gang fight out in the street and you go out there to break it.
High level of stupidity.
Level of stupidity. But not guilty for anything.
Not guilty. Grabbing an AR-15.
Yeah.
Show it. So I don't go, "Hey Kyle, you're a hero."
Right.
I just go, "Kyle, you're an asshole. You shouldn't have been."
Well, that one guy That one guy was let out of jail that day, and he had he had sodomized numerous boys between the age of 7 and 13. And that was the guy running down the street yelling racial epithets. Is that the word epithets? And
Epithets.
epithets. And and he tried to grab Kyle's AR. I mean, there becomes a point where you may have done society
Sure. I'll give you.
like I just
I'll.
can't have anyone
I'll.
molesting
I'll.
little
I'll.
kids. I
I'll
just can't
give
have
you.
that.
I'll give you that, but it's like, and I don't want to put them in the category of like a gang member, but when I use the self defense argument, when people go, "Oh no, he shouldn't have been blah blah blah, he's guilty," I go, "Look, if two gang members are facing off against each other, and one guy's going to kill the other guy, and the guy tries to save his life and kills it, that's self defense. That's not murder. That's self defense."
Right.
Granted, they're gang members that are both packing heat and doing the wrong thing, blah blah blah, but it's still self defense. So that argument about him. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to make this kid into a hero.
No. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not into making him
And
a hero either.
so
But I
so
sure as
I
hell
don't
I'm not
so
into
I
making George Floyd a hero too. It's
so
demented,
so I so I
and it's
agree.
actually it's culturally damaging to make someone like that a hero. I mean, you've heard Hans, right? Do that. The guy who opens for Rogan, the Asian cat. Have you heard his whole thing on that
No,
on George Floyd? Oh, it's fucking amazing.
but I do agree with you somewhat. What I was saying is, I don't know enough about the case, and I didn't know enough about the Kyle Rittenhouse case till I really looked into it, and then I was like, wait a minute, this kid's fucking innocent. I'm like, wouldn't want to hang out with him. Don't want to pat him on the back,
Right.
but he shouldn't be in jail.